everyone, welcome back, and in this video I'll be giving you some information on what ChatGPT is. So if you have heard this quite often, this is the latest buzz and you would have heard it a lot. And if you have no idea what is this ChatGPT, then this video is for you. So let's get into it. So, ChatGPT is a chatbot developed by a San Francisco based AI intelligence company called OpenAI. So, this ChatGPT is actually an advanced version of GPT 3 or 3.5. Okay, so it's not something new. There was an existing version called GPT 3, and upon this advanced version is what is ChatGPT. So it has the capability to interact in conversational dialogue form and respond like a human. So sometimes chatbots they do not have the ability to understand and track the conversation, how the conversation goes. Based on a conversation, then they get to respond to the requests that have been asked. But ChatGPT has the potential and capability of tracking the entire dialogue, and also it responds based upon what dialogue, what particular path the dialogue takes. Okay, so Sam Altman is the CEO of the OpenAI company, artificial intelligence company. So that was the gist of the company and what ChatGPT was. So ChatGPT, it's based upon two components. So the first one is called LLM, also large learning models. So this large learning models is nothing but they are trained with massive amount of data, and when I say massive, it's really massive data. And this data is about code, it's about all the information from the internet that can be got, and it's also informations from Reddit discussions, stuff like that. So the world's information is taken and is fed, and the bot gets trained with this massive information. Now you can imagine what is the amount of information that this bot is trained on. And with this information, it would be able to accurately predict what word comes next in a sentence. So for any chatbot, it of course needs to generate its own language. It needs to understand language. So it needs to predict the next word that it needs to say. So even the humans are the process that we speak, okay, the way we speak, we are trained in that way. Oh, it's something that's inhabited, but we don't really realize that. So whenever we speak, whatever words we speak, it's nothing but the words that we choose to speak out, but it's in really fraction of seconds. So that's what the bot is also trained to do. It's trained to speak out the words, the most accurate words, or predict the words that need to come out next in a sentence. So basically, it works on the concepts of the more amount of data, the more accuracy. So if you see a baby's vocabulary is very small, so the baby responds in the words that it knows and it understands to a particular extent. So if you keep gradually growing, and as an adult, our vocabulary expands, our knowledge expands, then our communication also is way better compared to a baby. And that's what chatbots are based on. So, with this ability of predicting the next word, the chatbot has the ability to write paragraphs, entire pages of content. So, here the bot generates language very seamlessly. So, if you've seen like support chatbots, if they don't understand anything, they would say, "Sorry, I don't understand what you're saying." Also, the bots are trained in a way that it only focuses on a particular domain. For example, sales side. So it's able to only answer queries that's related to a product sales. And it would give you just a one line, two line, or maximum a 3 to 4 line answer. And that answer sometimes is predefined. But over here, since this has the capability of, natural language generation, speaking, okay, it has the ability to write paragraphs and an entire pages of content, just like human beings, okay. So one drawback is it cannot always understand exactly what a human requests. So mark this word here, always. So it's not every time, okay, that it cannot predict, but sometimes it cannot always understand exactly what a human requests for. And if this happens, it would tend to generate irrelevant, non logical responses, and it does not make the users happy because you keep requesting for something and then the bot says, I don't understand, or it gives you some irrelevant response. It frustrates the user. So, in order to overcome this particular issue, is what the second component comes into picture. So it's called reinforcement learning with human feedback training. It's called RRLHF. So, what is this? So, AI learned what humans expected when they asked a question. So, for example, if I was to ask you, which grade are you in? Okay, I would expect you to give me some number like in grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, something like that. Okay, so in our normal day to day conversations, we expect for a particular question there are a set of potential answers, and there would be, out of that potential answers, there would be the most right answer. Okay, so the bot is also trained in a way that for a question there are number of answers given. Okay, and human beings get to say what is the right answer. So based on that, the bot is trained that given this question and all these potential answers, there's only one or two suitable answers, and these are the ways I'm supposed to respond to. So this is how the bot gets to learn, and it gets trained to answer to the question in the most appropriate and with the right answer. Okay, so this reinforcement learning with human feedback is what helps the bot get trained. Okay, in order to predict what response is preferred by humans by giving various samples. Okay, so, for example, if the conversation was all about banks and money, so if the human being asks something about, so which bank gives the highest interest, the bot is not going to speak about some river bank because it's totally not relevant through the conversation. It's going to speak about banks which hold money and which, manage money. So that's an example of how the bot gets trained with the right responses that are being preferred by human beings. So with this in mind, what are all the things that can be achieved with this chatbot? Write, debug, and explain code. Have you ever heard of a bot writing, debugging, or explaining code? No. But yes, ChatGPT can do that. It can also manipulate data. It can write music like a composer. It can write music in any genre. It can even solve mathematical problems in a procedure. So, just like a tutor explains a mathematical problem step by step, that is something that ChatGPT can do. It can also create content, translate content in multiple languages, and it can also act as your personal chat buddy. It's so realistic that it represents and it can look like a real person speaking to you. Also, it can take up tests. While it does not give full 100% test results, yes, but comparatively, it's really surprising to see that the bot can take up tests and generate some right answers around maybe like 30 to 40%. It can also explain concepts. So, like any tutor who you go to and say, and you ask them to explain concepts, it can also do that. And also it can create stories, poems, and essay writing on any topic, genre, in the style of any author. Okay, so these are some of the amazing things that chat gpt can do. So of course there are some limitations also. Not all answers generated are right. Okay, sometimes, okay, some answers might be really irrelevant and not right. While it may seem like the bot is answering every question and it might seem realistic, but it is sometimes it's wrong answer. Since it's in a stage of continuous learning and it's getting trained continuously, of course, yes, some answers generated may not be accurate. So this is an example over here. What mammal lays the largest eggs? So it says elephants. Elephants don't lay eggs. Okay, but it might look really realistic for someone who doesn't know that elephants don't lay eggs. But of course, sometimes the answers are inaccurate. And sometimes the answers are biased also. So this is not done intentionally by the bot. The reason behind this is that the data on which it gets trained itself is biased. So when the data is biased, for example, minority data is very less, stuff like that. When the data itself is biased, of course, it goes without saying, answers also are biased. So that's one drawback. And of course, again, it's still in an improvement stage, in a learning and training stage. So everything is kind of, good, but still there are some drawbacks in that, which can, they keep on improvising on. And also, ChatGPT is trained on data and not able to access the internet or provide search results. So there was this, question that was going around. Okay, is ChatGPT going to replace search engines and Google and stuff? But Google is connected to the internet, so you get search results based on your queries. But ChatGPT is not connected. Okay, it cannot retrieve any search results like how you get it from Google. It's based on so much of training data, and based on that knowledge, it generates answers for you. So maybe once when it is having this capability, probably yes, there might be chances that it could replace, but I don't know. So what's scary? So as I said, technology giants such as OpenAI, Google, or Microsoft may replace traditional search engines with their AI-based chatbots. But I said that's something in not in the near future, but of course, if there are different improvements that go on, and if it's going to work like a search engine totally, then there are possibilities, that it might replace, but still we don't know. And it may be a threat to customer service or support professionals. So you have these people at the call centers, or you have these professionals who support customers and stuff like that. So if the bot is going to be trained in such a way to answer these queries, potential queries that might come out from customers, then there can be a possible threat to these professionals, because businesses would rather prefer the bot doing it, and they would save on, having so many resources to work for it them. So it could be a potential threat, but of course it's not just with ChatGPT, it's with any AI. When there's automation everywhere, there are chances of, the manual work and people doing manual work being, kind of it's a threat. So since it's in an improvement stage, there are chances of having a hybrid approach of a chatbot as well as a support professional. Given the current scenario, this could be one chance, or maybe something in future, but something just to know. So in the end, is this free? Yes, it's free, and you can create an account. So maybe probably I'll take a video on that, how to create, a ChatGPT account, where you can try out this ChatGPT chatbot. You can interact with it, ask any question, and see how it responds, and kind of get amazed with it. So I hope that you got some understanding on what ChatGPT is. So if at all you hear the word ChatGPT hereafter, you needn't be overwhelmed, or you needn't be naive about it. So I hope that this video was helpful. So if you liked it, please do give this video a thumbs up. And if you want to get to know more about business analysis or some latest trends and topics like this, please do subscribe to this channel, and also do share your feedbacks. Thank you.